Hello students, our today's topic is the liquid pressure. Students, as you know that liquids have weight. So as they have weight, so they exert pressure when any object is kept inside it. The pressure exerted by liquid column is not only in downwards but it is also towards the wall, that is called lateral pressure. Now it is easy to observe that a liquid exerts pressure due to its weight on the bottom of the container. This is much the same way as a solid does on the surface on which it is kept. The pressure now the definition of the liquid pressure. The pressure exerted by a stationary liquid kept in a container at any point inside the liquid is known as hydrostatic pressure or liquid pressure. Hydrostatic means water at rest. Hydro means as water contains hydrogen and oxygen. So the another name of water is hydro. So it's a hydrostatic pressure. Now let us we can learn in detail with the help of the following activity. So first of all, we take a tube whose both ends are open. Then one side we fix a balloon and we take some water, colored water, and start filling the tube. So when the water is filled in the tube and its amount is increased gradually, then you see that the gradually the balloon started inflating. So here when the water amount is more, the size of the balloon fixed in another end is also increased. This shows that the liquid exerts more pressure due to its more amount, and hence we conclude that liquid exerts pressure at the bottom which depends upon its weight. Okay, there is another activity through which we can also explain that liquid not only exert the pressure on the bottom but it also exerts pressure on the side of the wall, that is called lateral pressure. In this activity, take a jar or simply a cylindrical beaker, keep some identical holes at the different height, mark as A, B, C and D. Now close all these holes and fill the cylinder with water. Now we open all the holes simultaneously. Then we observe that the amount of water exiting through the different holes of the same size is different. The top one hole through which water emits is in less amount, and as we go downwards, says at the bottommost hole the amount of water exit is highest, that is rate of flow is highest at the bottommost hole. This shows that the liquid exerts pressure on the wall and this pressure increases with depth. So here we conclude the two things. One is that the liquid exerts pressure on the wall also so that water exit through these holes, and the liquid pressure increases with depth. Okay. Next activity is that at any level, same level, the liquid exerts equal pressure. So first of all, we take the cylinder having two identical holes on the same level in the cylinder. So first we close the holes, fill the cylinder with water, then simultaneously open the two holes and observe the how much on what distance the water exit and falls. So here we measure the distance of the force, by what force the water is exiting. It decides the how much distance it is. Now we observe from both sides, then we conclude that the distance occupied in both cases is equal. This shows that at the same level of the liquid column, at the same level of the liquid column, liquid exerts equal pressure. At the same level of the liquid column, liquid exerts equal amount of pressure. Okay, so here the rate of the flow of water on the both hole is equal. Okay, next is, so here we observe that the liquid exerts pressure and the at the bottom as well as on the wall of the container. Liquid exerts pressure in such a way that its a lateral pressure, means pressure on the wall, increases with depth. Third one is at the same level of the liquid column, the pressure is always equal. Okay, let us see some properties of the liquid pressure. The liquid pressure on the bottom of the container is due to its weight and does not depend on the area of the bottom. Very important thing, that liquid which exerts pressure on the bottom of the container is due to its weight and it does not depend on the area of the bottom. Second is liquid pressure at any point inside the liquid depends upon the density of the liquid and the height of the liquid column above the point. Once again, liquid pressure at any point inside the liquid depends upon the density of the liquid. Density means mass per unit volume, and the height of the liquid. So just in this figure you see that this point is at the top one, so its a height of the liquid column is very small, but here the height of the liquid column is large. So here the liquid pressure is highest, and that's why the water exerting up to this longest point. Okay, so we have the 2 points. One is that liquid pressure depends on the density of the liquid and height of the liquid column above that point. Okay, next one is liquid exerts pressure on all the walls. Liquid exerts pressure on all the walls of the container. It means the liquid exerts pressure on the all side of the walls, all four sides of the wall as well as bottom. An external pressure applied on a liquid in a closed container is transmitted uniformly throughout the liquid. Suppose we fill a balloon with a liquid, say as water. Then now if we press the balloon filled with water at one point, then we observe that the shape of the balloon is so changed that this pressure is transmitted to all directions. So this experiment shows that, this example shows that the external pressure applied on a liquid in a closed container is transmitted equally in all directions. This last point is also known as the Pascal's law, and this law is applied in the working of hydraulic brakes and hydraulic jacks. Dear students, hydraulic brakes are used as emergency brake, or they are also used today as in place of the manual brake. Hydraulic jacks are also work on the basis of this principle, that is Pascal's law. Okay. Next is our atmospheric pressure. As we know that the air is present all around us, and it is present due to the gravitational pull of the earth, right? So the presence of the atmosphere around the earth as an envelope is due to the gravitational pull of the earth, as the earth gravitational pull holds the air around the earth. This envelope of air around the earth is known as atmosphere. It extends up to nearly 1000 kilometer above the surface of the earth, right? If we go up to about 1000 kilometer, then we can experience that the air is available, and above 1000 kilometer there is no air. So the weight of this huge mass of air also exerts pressure. As we know that, a simple example we can take, that is a tire filled with air and tire filled without air. So which one is heavier? Then your answer is that the tire filled with air is heavier. It is absolutely right. This is because this is the matter. Air is also a matter, and matter has mass, and mass, it means it exerts pressure due to its weight. So the pressure exerted by air on the surface of the earth due to its column or its weight is known as atmospheric pressure. The pressure exerted by the air column on a unit area on the surface of the earth is called atmospheric pressure or air pressure. We know that the pressure is thrust per unit area. Earlier we have studied. So we imagine a unit area at a place on earth. Let the height of the atmosphere above this place be h. Height means air column from the surface of the earth up to 1000 kilometer. The weight of an air column contained in a cylinder of height h having a base of unit area is the atmospheric pressure at that point. So what means unit area? Unit area means if the dimension of the length and breadth, if the dimension of length and breadth is 1 meter, then its area occupied will be unit area. 1 meter into 1 meter, that is 1 meter square. So the air column which exerts pressure in this unit area, that is called atmospheric pressure at that place. Why it is that we do not feel this large atmospheric pressure acting on us? This is because since beginning we experience this pressure, and we are carry out this pressure always, or our body carry out hold this pressure, and this pressure is balanced by another pressure from inside of the body, and that is due to the blood. So our blood and fluid present inside the body exerts pressure onwards, that is outside. Now the pressure exerted by the liquid present in our body, that is blood, which exerts outside, that pressure is balanced by the atmospheric pressure. So in this way the atmospheric pressure balances is balanced by the our body pressure, and hence we do not feel a large atmospheric pressure. But it is now observed that as we go up towards altitude, so liquid column, the thickness of liquid column decreases as we go up. Therefore, atmospheric pressure towards altitude decreases. Here the atmospheric pressure is more, but here the atmospheric pressure will be less. And as we go up, the atmospheric pressure decreases. It means we conclude that the atmospheric pressure decreases with altitude, with height. So it means when we go up to higher level, say as at the higher mountain, then atmospheric pressure decreases. And as their atmospheric pressure decreases, so our body pressure, that is due to the blood, that is unbalanced, and it causes an effect, that is the nose bleeding, right? So that when the people are moving in aeroplane in the air space, then they sit in the pressurized cabin. Where they sit? They sit in a pressurized cabin where the they experience the same atmospheric pressure that is present on the surface of the earth. So in this way, we conclude that the atmospheric pressure depends on the liquid column. Now, variation in air pressure. Here one activity is shown that what happens when the inner side pressure reduced. So when inner side pressure reduced, the outer side pressure cramples the bottle. There is simple experiment. Take a bottle, fill it with water, that is means hot water, okay, partially fill it, then close its container, close the bottle. Now put this in a ice box or in refrigerator for some time. The water which was present in the form of vapor or water which is in the form of the steam is now get converted into the liquid, and as we know that liquid occupies less space, therefore the pressure inside the bottle is reduced, and here a huge atmospheric pressure works which crumpled or deform the bottle, which deforms the bottle. This shows that the atmospheric pressure exerts too much in our body, and it is balanced by the our blood pressure, right? Now, variation in air pressure. So as earlier in this activity I explained that the atmospheric pressure in decreases with altitude. This is because the thickness of air column reduces when we go towards upward. Okay, as we move upwards through the atmosphere, the height of air column above us would decrease. This would result in a decrease in air pressure, right? At higher altitude. Hence, the atmospheric pressure decreases with altitude. Sometimes bleeding from nose may also occur. Most of the climber who attempt to scale high range mountains. So this I explained that what is the reason. For this very reason, aircraft have pressurized cabin. The air pressure in these is increased to a sufficient value which is equal to the atmospheric pressure near the earth's surface, and hence the passenger are safe when they sit inside the aircraft. Air pressure also varies with temperature and time at a given place. Time is very important. This is because at the night time the temperature is low, and during daytime the temperature is higher. So there is temperature variation in the time, different times, and hence the atmospheric pressure varies with temperature. We have already learned that due to uneven heating of the Earth's surface, air pressure can change rapidly, or at a hotter place, the warm air is lighter than the cooler air in the surrounding region. Hence, air can rush in from higher pressure region towards the lower pressure region. Do you understand? When during daytime the air gets heated due to the sun's heat, then the hot air becomes lighter and it rises. The air from colder region, which has more pressure, which is present at the higher pressure region, rushes towards this region where the pressure is reduced. In this way, due to the uneven pressure region, there is movement of the air, right? Therefore, hence the movement of the air is due to the pressure variation. This may result as land breezes, sea breezes, winds, and storms. Okay, so these are important things to know about the variation in air pressure. What are the importance of the atmosphere pressure? The study of the atmosphere pressure, we can result some weather forecast. We make use of atmosphere pressure in our day to day life while performing very many simple tasks. For example, when we drink liquid with a straw, the air pressure inside the straw decreases due to sucking. The air pressure acting on the surface of the liquid, means juice, then become greater than the pressure inside the straw. This forces the juice to come up, right? And the liquid to move up inside the straw. The syringe also work on the same way. Another is we sometimes use rubber sucker for installing hooks, as we fix the rubber sucker on the walls. So we when install the hooks in a room, when we press the sucker, the air between the air sucker and the wall get forced out. Hence, the air pressure pressing on it from outside hold it firmly against the wall. If we wish to pull the sucker off this surface, the force applied by us has to be large enough to overcome the effect of the atmospheric pressure. Just you see here the rubber sucker. So the shape of this sucker is such a design that it occupies some air when it is placed here. But as soon as it is pressed from above, the air goes outside. Now there is a vacant space where atmospheric pressure is too much less. Now the air pressure from outside exerts large extent, and therefore the sucker is capable to pull up the stool. Means we can lift the stool due to the large amount of atmospheric pressure acting on the rubber sucker from outside. So now here the size and weight of the stool is increased to understand how the atmospheric pressure is effective in the same way. Okay, students. Now we have studied the force and the pressure. These are two different physical quantities. We also able to understand the difference between the force and pressure. Okay, now we have to develop the concept map related to the force and related to the pressure. Thank you.